Welcome back to my channel, guys. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is spritzing my face with this NYX setting spray. Then I'll be using my Black Radiance foundation to add foundation to my face. Yeah, so I'm using a Real Technique sponge to do that, just pressing that into my skin. Just tap, 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 tap. I'm so over this quarantine, guys, but hey, it's better to be safe than sorry. And this makeup look was just to, take a break from looking like a big toe around the house every day. I'm using my Elite Girl Pro Concealer to apply underneath my eyes and forehead, my nose, and my chin. Again, using my Real Technique sponge to buff that in. Also going to be just dragging some of that onto my lids to prep for shadow. And then once that is done, I'll be using the Airspun loose powder to set the concealer. No, I am not a fan of this shade. I'm definitely gonna be looking for a different shade in this Airspun, but I do like the actual product, just not that shade. I'm gonna go over my foundation with the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder, and I'm also gonna be using that over the concealer to diffuse it a bit because it's so light. I think it looks weird, so I'm trying to just diffuse that a bit with the Maybelline loose powder. I'm going to be doing my brows, and I'm using the spoolie end of this spoolie pencil combination I got from Target, and I'm using this just a regular brown pencil. I think I picked this up from the Dollar Tree a few months back, so that's what I'm using just to fill in my brows a bit. And I don't go for over the top harsh brows, just ever so slightly filling those in. So yeah, how's quarantine been treating you guys? Lord knows I'm over it. I am so over it. Again with the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and I'm going to be cleaning up under my brows with that using a flat brush. And I think I got this brush in an Ipsy bag. I want to say last year, or could be the year before actually. So just using it to clean up under my brows and using my fingers, my pinky finger, to diffuse the excess product. My recording setup is so awkward sometimes. I don't know what mirror I'm looking into. It's so weird. I'm using the Milani powder to set that concealer, and I'm adding a little more Pro Concealer to my lids. Not sure why I did that. I think I forgot that I had already done it, but hey. So yeah. Check out my nails. They're so janky. But anyway, I'm using the BH Cosmetics palette, Royal Affair, and the first color I'm going to be using is Majesty in my crease as my transition color. Well, a little above my crease as my transition color. And the color payoff is not so much showing on camera, and I guess maybe I just have a sucky camera, but it looks better in person. And then I'm using that darker color, Duchess. I believe it is, and I'm just applying that to my crease and to the outer corner of my eyes. Just trying to create some dimension here. When I started, I had no idea what I was doing as far as what look I was going for, but I just worked with it. Using the Supernova palette from BH, and I'm going to be using that, I want to say bluish silvery shimmer color. And I'm just dragging it from my inner tear duct area to, say, the middle of my eyelid. That color is so gorgeous. I absolutely love that color. And I'm just doing the same thing to the next eyelid. As you can see, I pretty much went and I did most of that off camera. So using my pinky finger to kind of diffuse it out so it doesn't look too harsh. The line of demarcation doesn't look too harsh. Going back in with Duchess under my lower lash line. And I think using a powder under the lower lash line kind of gives a nice look to eye makeup. I don't do it all the time, but when I do it, I usually like the way it turns out. I'm using this Urban Decay black eyeliner on my lower waterline, and I love this eyeliner, but I think because I hadn't used it for a while, I was hardly getting any color from it, but it's usually very dark and very rich. But yeah. And popping on some lashes. I suck at doing lashes, and I'm looking at it and it doesn't even look even, but let's move right along. I'm going to use this Lisa Frank bronzer that I got in my Ipsy bag about a year and a half ago or so, with this e.l.f. brush. Just adding some color back to my face and contouring my nose. I don't do a harsh contour because I already have high cheekbones and I really just don't need it, so it's just ever so slight. As far as contouring my nose, as you can see, I have a really broad nose, so I try to make it look, make it appear a little slimmer sometimes. Sometimes I really don't do it, but sometimes I do. Adding a little liquid liner here, and this is from e.l.f. This is an e.l.f. liquid liner, and it's a really good liner for the price point. You cannot beat it with a stick. It's a really good liner. So I'm not doing a wing or anything like that, and I'm just gonna pop a little, a thin liner on my eyes there. So far, I think it looks pretty okay. And I'm adding some mascara. Also on my lower lash line, I usually when I add mascara to my lower lash line, I get most of it on my face rather than on my lashes, to be honest. Just setting that with my NYX setting spray. I'm using this palette from Makeup Revolution that I picked up in, I want to say I picked this up in TJ Maxx a few months ago, and this palette was only like $3, so I really couldn't leave it. So I'm using the highlighter from this palette. Well, it's a highlighter palette, so I'm using the palette to just pop some shimmer on my skin, and I'm using this other palette to add just to my tear duct, and that's from Walmart. I believe I picked that up from. That was on sale. I think that I paid like 50 cents for that, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so now I'm gonna get to my hair, and this is always a struggle bus for me. My hair is sometimes the bane of my existence. So I'm just adding some oil to it from Talia Waheed, and adding some gel to my edges. Now my edges don't really look that bad because they were done previously earlier in the morning, or I think from the day before. I don't even remember when I did it. I can literally go days without doing my hair, so I really don't know. So they weren't looking that bad. And just gonna use my hair pick, to fluff it out a bit. Just using my pick to fluff it out some more, just to give it a little body. And I've been noticing recently that my hair has gotten so thin. I really wish it was as thick as it used to be, but I don't know. My hair comes out in clumps, and I'm not sure why. But yeah, I literally forgot my lips, so I'm using this Milani pencil in dark Chianti to line my lips, and I'm using the NYX liquid lipstick. I hate doing voiceovers. I sound very awkward. It's because I hate doing voiceovers. So yeah, I'm using this liquid lipstick in the color Marvelous, the shade Marvelous. And yeah, that is pretty much the look for today. So here it is, guys. Please pardon me looking all over the place. I have literally 2 mirrors in front of me, but yeah, this is what it looks like, and I think it came out pretty good. I haven't done a tutorial in months, and I decided to just pop one on here. So yeah, I think my curls were popping. My curls were popping, girl. Excuse me while I be conceited for a while. Now, I'm gonna go downstairs, sit in my couch, and watch some Netflix. Bye.